Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about a TEWAYCELL 12V 100Ah lithium-ion phosphate battery with Bluetooth. Let's get started. Thanks for watching again. Today's video is about this battery. It's a 12V battery, a lithium-ion phosphate battery. This is a Bluetooth version and it's TEWAYCELL or TEWAYCELL. I would call it TEWAYCELL. I feel like that's appropriate. And let's first talk about what's in the box and what you receive when you order it. It's a battery. It's those M8 terminal bolts as well as little projector caps. And you get a little product manual, which is really just, a little, it looks like a letter or A4. And it gives you the information which you get in other, with other batteries in a way bigger format, with 6 pages or whatever. And what's very cool is the specification sheet back here, which should summarize everything you need to know about this battery, right? Oh, by the way, I just see this 7-year warranty. That is interesting if that's the case. It says it has a start date of purchase, Amazon order ID as well. So speaking about where you can get this battery, I want to do right now because this one seems to be available on AliExpress. Link in the description below. I did not find it so far on Amazon. When I find it, I'll put a link in the description below as well. So you easily can find it because it does have Bluetooth. So let's continue on the specification of this battery, because this battery does come in a bigger housing, and I think it's a group 30, 31, whatever it's called. And here are the actual dimensions, so you have an idea what it does mean and also the weight about. They advertise it with grade A cells. They do advertise it with Bluetooth. It's their own app, or at least an app which I have not had so far. We'll look at it in a second before we do the capacity test and take it apart. And of course it's lithium-ion phosphate, and I'm really curious how it looks inside. It is quite heavy, to be honest. Heavier than one of the Group 24 batteries. So I'm really curious about the cells inside here. So they advertise it, as I mentioned, with grade A cells. They don't say if it's cylindric or prismatic cells, I believe. I didn't see that part at least. By the way, online they say product warranty is 10 years. 7 years, 10 years. Just be careful of that. One thing, because it's AliExpress so far, they say and advertise it with tax-free, so there's no custom duties needed for this battery to order from AliExpress. And as always, because it might be more difficult for returning or when you have issues working with that, so keep that in mind. One other thing I just noticed here on the side, before we open it, there is kind of a quality control sticker, so it's the right way you open it up, and we'll see how we will be able to open this up without that. Let me set up the app really quick before we do the capacity test. I just want to show you, because it's a different app, and it's called Smart BMS. So this one, that's the one, because when you open it up, it looks like this. Wasn't able to connect, and then I had struggled at the beginning to connecting it at all or finding something at all. Here it is. It found it immediately. So oh, okay, it did find it already. Cool. I don't even know how I got into this main interface. There we go. Now here we have the little charger. Let me turn it on, and then we have the app. And here it says charging with 10.4, and there we have it now. It says current is at 10 amps. I don't know the refresh rate of this app, 10.2, maybe every 5 seconds or so. And 10.4 here on the device, and it's saying current coming in 10.1. So it is the plus minus 0.3, 0.4 maybe, it looks like. But I mean, you see there's an app for that, which is cool. And you see the percentage of charge. And the charge is so low, because that's right, I did a capacity test already, and I can show you the results in the next step. So let's continue with the capacity test first. I just started the capacity test, as you've seen. I accidentally didn't turn on the microphone, so I'm telling you now, yes, that's the TEWAYCELL. And yes, we just started the capacity test. That's a little bit below 0.2 C. We'll see how far we can get with this and what the capacity looks like, if it actually can pull 100 amp hours out of this lithium-ion phosphate battery, or more or less. So stay tuned, and we will be back in, for you, it's no time. Oh, that is very nice. So I sadly missed the last couple of seconds, but we can see we did pass with 107.20 amp hours. It is an amazing result for the TEWAYCELL. Really good to see, and I'm happy this capacity test was a great success. Let's proceed. Oh wow, this battery actually passed with 107 amp hours. This is amazing. So my gut feeling says, because also the heavy weight, this must be cylindric cells. I can't imagine 107 in grade A 100 amp hour cells. It's in the prismatic, I don't know. Let's open it up and see what's inside, and then we'll do our normal hot temp cutoff and low temp cutoff tests, and then we'll see what's going on. And by the way, yes, there's another video up there, I think it was the Temp, and I was also testing, of course, a lot of stuff with that one. It was a pretty long and in-depth battery review, but I hope that I can pretty soon set up also the test, which up there as well, Will Prowse was doing with this high current cutoff. And I'm really curious about that because, yeah, having the over discharge built into BMS, and actually, you know, we have to test on that as well. So that's pretty good. He built that thing. It's really good he built that use case. So I'll try to replicate that pretty soon as well. So going forward, I hope I will have that pretty soon. For now, let's start with Teardown and see what's inside. Okay, we got it open, and it does look different from what I've seen so far. But when you look at this, and it's not even relabeled or anything, it says DALY BMS, and it's a lithium iron phosphate 4S 12 volt 100 amp hour BMS. And I guess this one is the balancer, which is pretty cool to see. It's an active balancer, by the way. They installed here as well for the cells, which is pretty neat, to be honest. Then we have also the DALY Bluetooth module over here, so that is pretty dope to see these things all in here. So what else do we see? We do see, sadly, only a 7-gauge wire negative. We do have a 5-gauge wire positive going to terminal. Why 7? 100 amp hour, 100 amp BMS. It would be great to have at least a 6, so you are on the more safe side. But yeah, anyways, let's see on the specification really quick, because that's really deciding with this one. Because they say this has a maximum charge current of 100 amp, maximum continuous discharge 100 amp, and maximum discharge current for 5 seconds 200. So having those specification, you know, of course a 0.2C is required, but 7 is really I would not like to see that, really. But I've seen that also recently on one of those batteries. Well, but if you intend to use it with less than 100 amp hour continuously, you should be good, probably. 7 gauges equals to this. So what else do we see? Yeah, we see it falling almost. We have a lot of glue here, so let me try to get through it, because it might be that we have this high density foam just here on those two sides, and the entire pack is just in the middle. So it would have fit, to be honest, in a Group 24 housing. Just throwing out a thought. Anyways, let's see how far I can get down and what else I can expose and show you. Oh man, look at this. So I was right. I was able to just pull out the in-between. And yes, the Bluetooth module is also glued in, so take that one out. And plugging it back into this one. So that's the entire pack. Let's see how far I can open up this so we can see, because I think I'm wrong. Those are actually, oh, that's the side, nice. Because those are actually prismatic cells. So let's see what I can get. Oh man, there's not a ton, but there's a lot of glue here on those terminals. I guess to protect them, as always, that's the cheapest material they can slap on, I guess. But look at that. We have, I'm surprised that it's so heavy, but we have those cells, so cylindric cells in this case. Looks pretty clean. It's laser welded over here. The balance leads are screwed in here with little tiny screws. Yep. With bolts, not screws, bolts actually. Yeah, the vents are, everything's breathable, you know, it's like this closed, protected kind of thing with epoxy board, pretty thick epoxy board on those sides actually. This is impressive how thick that is here on this side. I hope you can see that in the video. As well as I did scan already the cells because actually we can scan them, and what I can see, those are EVE Power cells, lithium iron phosphate, 105 amp hour cells. Production date apparently is in July 2023 in Yingmen. So I scanned 2 of them, which we're able to access and screenshot here. And this does not look too bad because they have this little hump over here, so there is kind of a contraction and expansion possible. The main negative, main positive over here, they also laser welded on top. They look also pretty good. We have a we have a temperature probe over here, which I try to access, and maybe I get it off. We'll see. It's glued in. Yep, there it is. We'll be able to test high and low temp cutoff here, even though nothing advertised. As you can see on this screenshot, no high or low temp cutoff, but there is a probe, so we'll test on that one. And honestly, using those default components, DALY, I mean, they are really good for DIY. They're glued on here, so it comes with a very thick, you can maybe see it here on this side a little bit, very thick plate on the bottom. I guess this should be a heatsink, same on top. It's gonna be heatsinked, and yeah, that it comes with an active balancer pre-installed. This is pretty cool, I have to admit that. What I think is funny is that they slapped so much glue on here. Probably that because it's bent that way, it's kind of an angle, just that it can't bend in any other direction. Anyways, we'll do the test now, high and low temp cutoff. I didn't talk about the connections so far. Hydraulically crimped over here, over here, over here. Only downside, it's a 7 gauge wire, which I would like to see a higher one when they rated with 100 amp hour, with 100 amp continuously. And of course they use a lot of packing tape. I mean, it's still a Chinese battery, not maintainable. That's not what it should be. So let's test it. Then we have our test setup and put it over here. So you can see it. It's charging with 10.3. I have the app open. I think it's very important to see the app because I want to see what's happening with the high temp, if it's reading that or not. So I'll get started with this one. So it does stop, but in the app I don't see why. Let me try one more time because maybe I missed it. I don't know. It did stop already. In the app there's a delay. There it is. It doesn't tell me why it did stop. Bummer, bummer, bummer. This app is very, very minimalistic. There's not a lot you can do actually. Oh, here it is. Okay. Wow. Very interesting. I don't know how to get there. I have no idea what I can do with this, but it looks different now. So here we see more, and we can see the MOS is a 10. Oh, here it is. So charge temp, status 3, charge temp high level. And morning when it comes back. 40. This app is the worst. Yep, there it is again. I don't know how that works, but let me turn off the charger. Let me turn on the charger again. Nothing happening as of now. Because I don't want to have this. I cannot click on anything. It's really difficult. Parameter setting. I don't know what I can do. Looks like I can change a couple things here. Temperature 50 degree and low. Discharge low temperature protect is -20. Charge low temp protect is 0. Let me try to figure out that it comes back online. Alright, I got it back working. So I had to, here in the app, you see charge MOS and discharge MOS, they were both grayed out. I don't know why. Status information you saw from before, but I was not able to get this back online. I was tapping. It's so tiny and small in display, I don't know if it's interactive at all. What I did, I pulled the balance leads and now it's working again. It's some solution which you can definitely not do. Let's do a high temp protection test again and see what happens. Because this is definitely a better view. And there it is. Tells us temperatures 1. Here is charge temp high level, discharge temp high level, SOC low level. Temperature is at 64, so let's see when it drops. Hopefully it does come back. Discharge MOS is still green, charging is not, so you can see it also here. It is not working, so it's cool when you see this information. So status information is still red, but it comes back charging. There we go. It dropped below 50, I think it's 50C or 45C, and it's back. All status is cleared up. That's how it should be, and I think it might work. I just don't know if I did something wrong with doing it twice in a row. So let's do a quick test with the duster, see if that's what it has as well in terms of protection. Yep, it does stop. It tells us charge temperature low level. It stopped charging, and there's more information on the display. It's so cool. The Bluetooth stuff just helps so much to understand what's going on. It says still -20, -8. Discharge is still on, but charge is off. Correct. Now temperature to 1, and there it is back. Yeah, the app has kind of 5-second delay or something always, and it's charging again. That is so cool to see. Let me get an ice pack and see if the ice pack does the trick here as well. Because the ice pack, as I mentioned also in another video, up there, does help a lot for more normal temperature. So temperature T1, T1, we see 19 degree, 12. Now it's falling, and I'll show you something in the parameter settings right after that. 8 degree Celsius, sorry, it's not Fahrenheit. So 0 degree Celsius is 32 F, 6 degree, and at 0, I believe it should stop charging. Let's see if we can get there. Might have to position the temperature probe a little bit better, 3, because that might be not there. Go. 1 degree. And there it stops, 0 degree. When you click on parameters, and then click on temp protection up there, and I need, temp protection up there, I need to take off my glove, and then we see here, charge low, temp protection 0, and actually it looks like you could change that, -5, set. Oh, you cannot, you need a password. Okay, that's fine, that's okay, because you should not mess with that, in case you have no idea what you're doing. Let's go back, we see it's still at -3, let me take away those ice packs, see how quickly it can come back. That's at 1. 8 degree, and it's back charging. Low temp cutoff as well, amazing, and it's not even advertised. All right, let me stop this test. All right, so I think it's time for a summary really quick. In general, I like this battery. Was weird that the high temp I had to repeat another time, so it was not flawless. So getting into, getting used to the app. It took me a while also for the Qiangsheng electric app or whatever it's called to get used to it. I think might be similar with this one. Now I saw you have to click on the Bluetooth itself, that it's actually connecting and showing the cell information and the parameters, and it's a DALY, so you know what DALY's capable of or not. We know which product they used in here. I like the active balancer here. I did not see that kicking in actually. That might be something I would like to see kicking in. Okay, no one believes me that. From 99.1 it was not increasing anymore, incremental by decimal numbers, but at one point it was just reached 14.4 volts, and then it just stopped, and now you can see the balancing is on, at least in the app. I don't see any light up here, but apparently it does some balancing. That's what it says. We'll need to look at the battery strings here. Oh no, just continued. You saw the status information. It was kind of a BMS information. Interesting. Okay, now it continues. Yeah, it starts with the balancing. Hopefully, maybe a little bit. We'll see here. I don't know. You can see blue is the lowest, red is the highest, and black is in between. Looks like. Let's see where we're ending up. I think it. Yeah, I think I ignored it, but yep, because of one cell, 2 or something, or one cell was just reaching the high limits of 3.6. That's why then it stopped here. Cell 1 has 3.6. Let's see what the status information tells us. Here, cell volt high level 2. In theory, it should balance cell 1 to cell 3 over now. At least we got it full, and I think that's the most important again for now, but would be interesting if this works. Maybe there are some other people with those packages out there, and they can maybe, or maybe with the DALY active balance, and they can maybe give more information about it, how it works, and also this setup is quite interesting, but I think it will work if it's connected properly, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. Let me know in the comment section below. I have no experience with those active balancers. Maybe it's something you can educate us on the channel. There it actually is. So it looks like it is doing something. Finally. And I did not believe that, seriously. So it actually had to wait for I don't know how long, but there we have it. I did wiggle around the wires, so maybe I moved something which was not good. But it does work. There it is. Nice. All I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see. It works. Balancing is on. This is on. I hope you enjoyed that video. Like and subscribe if you want to. Thanks for watching.